Hey everybody, welcome to your Daily Smash for Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
How's it going, Kelly?
Well, I went to go get my hormones checked. Mm-hmm. They have to up my estrogen and my test.
Up your estrogen?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then she saw my hormone levels and my thyroid TF or T3 were in the right range.
Yeah.
But there was another range and it said 900. And she goes, this is alarming.
Your Hashimoto's.
Yes. And it wasn't like my thyroid hormone was, my T3 and my T4 were fine.
Yeah.
They were in line.
Yeah.
I'm taking these right now.
Your SOULLIFE?
My SOULLIFE. But there was some number that she showed me. It was like at a 900 and she goes, that's alarming.
But the SOULLIFE helped bring your Synthroid prescription down.
Right.
And that's still the case, correct? She said you don't need to take a higher dose.
I don't have, no, it went down because my weight went down. Mm-hmm. And I think when your weight is down and you're taking your supplements, your minerals, everything, if I'm on ChatGPT and everything that I'm learning is all about supplements, selenium, bees, magnesium is huge for autoimmune disorders. Just ChatGPT it and you'll see it for yourself.
Selenda, Re-Kick, magnesium, SOULLIFE, so important. Your minerals, organic, natural.
She said to me,
yes,
you need to be on a gluten-free and a dairy-free diet. It's your diet.
Yeah.
And I said, wait, I love cheese. You can eat cheese, but you can only eat goat milk, goat cheese, and then some other kind of cheese.
Not the processed stuff.
Not anything processed. She said, completely go on I'm like, well, can I eat sourdough? I'm like, can I eat some, gluten-free bread is nasty. I'd rather not even have it at all.
Well, I know they have gluten-free pizza.
And I love, yeah, they do. But with the cheese on it, though. I brought that gluten. Did you make that gluten-free pizza from San Francisco today? That Viore?
I made that pizza and Jolie had half. I had half and she had half.
It's delicious, isn't it?
So good. I put extra cheese on it.
Right.
I feel bad now.
Well, you don't eat it. Oh, because I have 5 different gluten-free.
No, but I feel bad that I can eat cheese and you can't.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, anyway, I told her, I said, listen, I will do this strict diet for 3 months before I get my blood work. And I want to see if it does improve.
Okay.
So I won't be eating cheese, my favorite, yogurt, my favorite, cottage cheese, my favorite, butter, my favorite, sour cream, my favorite.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, everything of those are my favorite. Now I have to eliminate all of that.
I'm going to remind you.
And
if you
bread,
reach for the cheese, I'm going to remind you.
Well, I can have cheese. I just have to have goat cheese. I have to have some other kind of cheese.
You're going to have to go to the store and buy the kind that you can
I have to ChatGPT anyways. So I got on ChatGPT and I said, because someone says you can cure Hashimoto's. You can't cure it. But I read all the stuff on ChatGPT. I downloaded the app. You guys have to do it. It's like Google, but better. And it gave me a protocol on a cocktail to make.
Yeah.
Because I said, can I drink alcohol in it? And they said just maybe 1 to 2, a week.
Really?
Well, a day. Even.
How are you going to handle
I don't know
that?
what they said, but they have a recipe. I kind of want to make it for. I want to make it for our smash.
What is it?
It's muddled turmeric, ginger, my favorite stuff to drink. It's helped my gut issues. Honey, little honey.
And what kind of alcohol?
You muddle mint.
What kind of alcohol?
You have to have gluten-free either tequila or Chopin.
Oh.
There's different kinds of made from potatoes.
Wow. Okay.
See, I can have the potato, but I can't have the sour cream. I can have the pizza, but I can't have the cheese. Oh. This is a bunch of BS.
Sucks for you. More for me.
I just want to see. I'm going to do it for 3 months. And then she looked at me. She goes, well, it might take longer than 3 months. I'm like, no, 3 months. I want to see what it's like.
You should see results in 3 months if you
even if it goes lower.
If you stick to it, you should definitely see results. Messages are flying in. We just interviewed Patty Stanger for our Rick and Kelly show on Patreon. And how fun was that interview?
She's a blast. For all of you who don't like Patty, you will love her after this video, okay?
She goes 1,000 miles an hour.
She is such a hard worker. She's an amazing person. I absolutely adore this woman.
And I can, identify with her. She grew up in the New York area like I did. Not grew up there, but lived there for so long. And now she's in California, and so am I, and both Jewish. And I don't know if you could tell. We talked about that. We talked about what's happening on the streets of LA right now. And but she went into a lot of detail about her show and about matchmaking and what are some of the do's and don'ts and how the matchmaking dating scene has changed over the years. I think you'll find it fascinating. That's on the Rick and Kelly show on patreon.com. So we hope you'll join us there. Check out Patty Stanger and all 195 episodes that are all over an hour, no commercials.
It's a good one. This girl has it going on.
Oh,
Patty.
yeah.
She's on Hulu. She's on Netflix. She may be possibly going back to Bravo. We don't know yet. She has
got
a scripted show coming.
Mm-hmm. And she said she went to film school, and that was always her dream, to do a scripted show.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So she manifested it and worked towards it.
And she didn't know about reality TV. She was like, back then there wasn't. It was Survivor and one other show she mentioned.
Oh, wait, can I just show you something that was funny?
Yes.
We got this email from Linda, and I kind of wanted Rick to read it, and it was about how bad the coffee pods are, the plastic, when you like the Nespressos. And I'm cutting out coffee as well. I'm just drinking teas. I'm going to have some headaches, but I'm done drinking coffee for 3 months.
And I agreed to join Kelly on the coffee ban, especially after reading that email, which talked about all the chemicals that are in there and this is just not good for you.
And then she starts talking about the fruit. And where's my phone? My purse. I grabbed this, oddly enough, at the doctor's. So she's talking about what fruits are good, what fruits need to be washed.
Yeah.
I take this card from found it very fascinating.
Yeah.
Read it.
Clean 15, it says. These are the top 15 fruits and veggies with the least amount of pesticide residue. Watermelon, sweet potatoes, cabbage, mushrooms, cantaloupe, which I love.
Me too.
Mangoes, kiwi, avocados, which you
love
all the time. Sweet corn, pineapple, onions, papaya, sweet peas, frozen, asparagus, and honeydew melon. Those are the top 15 fruits and veggies with the least amount of pesticide residue.
Do you know why?
Because they grow in the ground?
Because they all have protective shields.
Oh.
Think about it. A watermelon.
Yeah.
It's got a protective shield. Cantaloupe, mangoes, avocados. They have like a shield, right?
Yeah.
Like
papaya. Pineapple.
Honeydew.
Here's the Dirty Dozen. These are the top 12 most sprayed. Make sure to give these fruits and veggies a proper wash. Now, this is news you can use from the Rick and Kelly Show, the Daily Smash. News you can use. These are the 12 most sprayed. Strawberries, spinach, kale, collard, and mustard greens, nectarines, apples, grapes. I love grapes.
They've got so much pesticides on them.
Bell and hot peppers. I love my bell peppers. Cherries, peaches, pears, celery, and tomatoes. The most sprayed. So when you wash them, what are you supposed to wash them with? Kelly? She's about to show you. We have a veggie wash. I think I've seen it. There it is. Look at that. Fruit and vegetable wash. And this is not a paid endorsement.
No, you just get it at Trader Joe's.
But this is obviously very important to wash that pesticide off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the kind of thing I never thought about growing up.
Guess what's in this?
Water.
Yes?
Salt.
Nope. I'll tell you.
Pesticide.
Purified water natural cleansing agents derived from coconut oil and corn oil, grapefruit seed extract, lemon, orange extract.
You just brought home a big thing of coconut oil.
I like cooking with it, and I like putting it on my body.
And put it on your skin.
Yes, it feels so good.
Make you smell all coconutty.
You don't need to buy all that expensive stuff for your. You just buy coconut oil, or oil. It's in this big, huge tub, and out of the shower, I put it all over my skin. And everyone that feels my skin, they go, "What do you use?" I'm like,
"Oh yeah."
Cheap.
You've always had
coconut,
nice skin, but you take very good.
Oil, but coconut oil is so good for your skin. Oh, you guys have to go get some, and it's inexpensive.
Well, you take very good care of your skin.
Yes.
You do a lot. I spent a lot of time on my Newsmax show again covering the disturbances, the unrest in LA, and I encourage you, if you haven't seen my Newsmax show, if you're interested in another viewpoint or another venue, if you will, we're doing really good work, I believe, covering the unrest. So I would love it if you could join us there. Just check it out. It's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax 2. And we learned a lot today about who's funding the demonstrations. This is not just an organic, we hate ICE, we hate immigration that popped up. There are groups out there that are organizing and funding the protests, the demonstrations, and supplying them.
It's the same thing with Antifa that happened during the BLM riots.
Same movie,
people.
Different villain, but they're supplying them with shields and helmets and face masks so they can battle with police and soldiers.
They got pictures of it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, you can have photos and pictures right there, dead in your face, and the government or idiot elected officials will say, "Oh, there's nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Is overwhelmingly peaceful, and there's no violence in the streets." Maxine Waters said there was no violence. Like, what are you talking about? They're setting cars on fire. They're looting stores.
They're throwing concrete at cars.
Bricks and rocks at police officers. 5 were hurt overnight. And you know what? If you can object to Donald Trump, but do you really think it's wrong to lock up rapists and murderers and child molesters? Do you protest every time the LAPD or the NYPD arrests a murder suspect or a rape suspect? Are they protesting against police when they make arrests? That's all they're doing. And in this case, they're here illegally, but they're also criminals. So the fact that they're protesting against ICE agents who are only enforcing the law and making the streets safer by taking criminals off the streets, this is absolutely insane. And the fact that elected officials would support it, to me, is insane.
Well, I have something to say real quick. Can I?
Okay, yes, please.
Because I'm trying not to interrupt because people get so mad. I'm trying to be better at it. I was watching your Newsmax thing, and we got a Patreon that came through and said, "I am not watching your right-wing agenda on Newsmax, but I love you on the Smash, or I love you whatever." She wrote that on our Patreon.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay, well, I see both sides. I watch NPR, I watch MSNBC, I watch everything. I try to get both sides. What I love about Rick's show is that he had CNN on his show, and they said something so ridiculous, and your monologue that went after them was so good. And that's people that are just watching one thing all the time get brainwashed, and they think it's okay. And what was it?
Well, there was a guy from KABC, a local news anchor at KABC, the ABC affiliate, Eyewitness News, who said that the police should not move in against the demonstrators who were burning cars because they're just having a good time watching these vehicles burn.
No, that's what he said. They're just having a good time watching these vehicles burn. That's what he said.
Yeah.
From a news anchor saying that, and I loved Rick goes, "Is it okay that businesses are trying to conduct businesses?" Tell me what you said.
Well, first and foremost, I said, you're worried about police escalating the situation. They should just let them have a good time watching cars burn. That's what he said.
Breaking in.
I'm saying, do you think store owners are having a good time when people break in and steal all their stuff? Do you think cops are having a good time when they're throwing bricks and rocks and Molotov cocktails at them? Do you think the general public's having a good time when the highways are shut down and they can't get where they need to go and the kids can't get to class and people can't get to work? Like, is that a good time? Like, no, you need to shut this down. The mayor, the governor, they need to stop this immediately. You can't allow people to do this and take over streets and lawlessness reigns. Like, why in the world would anyone want that?
Well, they voted for it. And they're getting brainwashed by other media like this tool saying something like this. And that's the whole agenda. If you watch back and forth, if you like burning and looting and lawlessness, anarchy, then maybe that's up your alley and you like watching MSNBC and CNN and all those things. Then that's you. Mm-hmm. Me, myself, and I like being able to go to work, go to the grocery store in peace without in fear of my life. I like having my daughter with me at all times, not for fear that I'm going to get raped. Well, or better yet,
law and order is so important. Yeah, law and order is important. We all deserve to feel safe in our communities.
Well,
and right now, it's not safe.
The left isn't okay with that.
So we got a bunch of comments from people who agree with us, including Pretty Paid Eve, who said, LA resident here, and totally appreciate you both covering the riots here. It's unacceptable and lawless. Glad Huntington Beach is packing the heat. LA should be too. And SLDWBD 1957, you couldn't pay me to live in LA or Atlanta. And then Gail Ward said, I agree with thousands.
I wish they would put where they're from at the end. If you guys write comments like that, we love it. And like say where you're from.
That's a great idea.
Like Kelly from Arizona.
Yeah. Gail Ward 7404. I agree 1,000% with everything you said today. Never in history has there been this level of crime, immorality, total disrespect, and just all manner of evil. Never. And then Diana C. said it's hard not to be or talk about politics. It's what's happening, and to ignore it would be unacceptable. And then Visage said keep the live shows, please. People that have a problem with it, they don't have to watch.
Well, we're doing it to strictly subscribers from now on.
Well, no, anyone can watch, but if you want to comment, you need to subscribe to our channel.
Right.
I'm taking some Soul Life.
Good for you. I just took mine. I mean, you guys, just chat GPT any of your ailments. It will give you a description of what you need to take. And I'm telling you, if you don't want to take that Solenda as a spoke in the wheel from Soul Life, this magnesium, and most magnesiums that are made in the U.S. allegedly have all kinds of crap in them.
Yeah, like shavings from a penny kind of stuff. Yeah. Like just garbage. But this is 5 kinds of magnesium. It's all natural, it's organic, and Health Canada is 10 times stricter than the FDA. So if you pass Health Canada, which Soul Life did, if you get their stamp of approval, that's a big deal. And this stuff is awesome. One more comment from Sherry Snyder, who said, why would you allow anyone from either party to dictate what you want to discuss on your podcast? Everyone knows that Rick and you are conservatives. Everyone should be able to talk about their own content on their channel. It's the Rick and Kelly Show. Don't be silenced by people who disagree with you guys.
You know what's so funny? We were with Nick Ritchie over the weekend, and there was this pro-life event, and he said, well, you're, and I believe, I'm Catholic. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in telling people, that's between you and God. That's not between me, all right, at all. I guess I am conservative because stay out of my pocketbook and stay out of my vagina. All right? That's basically what I come up to. But I'm socially liberal.
Yes.
But I think I lean more to the right because I lived in a communist country, and all my friends that live in communist countries, and I don't think people really understand that. My friend Brittany called me, and she's like, "Do you see what V is posting?" And I'm like, V can post whatever she wants. like that's like
We do have
like,
friends who are liberals.
Yeah, I'm like,
one of Kelly's oldest friends, very, very liberal.
Yeah, I'm just like, you can, I go, just let her post whatever she wants.
Well,
you know, I'm not going to get into it with my friends over politics. I'm just not going to.
We might disagree, but we can still get along.
Right.
That's sort of the way.
That's the way it should be. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. My channel is conservative. My show leans conservative. I have become much more conservative. I was very liberal when I was growing up.
Me too.
But
everybody is
based on my life experience, my feelings today. So whatever. Be whatever you want to be. Feel the way you want to feel.
JFK was a Democrat, and today he would be a Republican.
In the news now.
In the news.
Do you know who Terry Moran is from ABC?
No.
That guy.
Gosh, I thought it was a chick. No, I thought the name.
Oh,
when
Terry
you said
could
the
be
name.
a girl's name.
Yeah.
He's my age. He's 65. And he got hired at ABC around the same time I got hired at Fox News Channel. So we've had parallel careers. 97, he was hired there.
Oh.
He just got fired because he had a social media outburst against...
I know how that is. Bravo did it to me.
You can relate?
I can relate.
They fired him 2 days after a social media rant targeting President Trump advisor Stephen Miller. He was suspended Sunday and then fired. He called Miller a world-class hater. ABC said, we're at the end of our agreement with Terry Moran, and based on his recent post, which was a clear violation of ABC News policies, we have made the decision to not renew. So his deal was up. And he didn't get a new contract.
Kind of like you.
My deal was up. I had 8 contracts at Fox, and then I didn't get a new one. For a variety of reasons. Not because I was posting social media stuff about anyone in the administration. Because I had been warned, and I had a filter. Kelly does not have a filter.
They know.
I have a, but I do. I had to survive. And believe it or not, Fox was very strict about, because back then Twitter was relatively new and Instagram. They were like, if you want to have an account and post, you can, but do it at your own risk. And if you say anything that is a violation of company policy or morality clause, like you're done.
You know what? In hindsight, I would have had somebody like Lacey that's doing my social media do it back then. I would never have been on it. I don't need to read all that nonsense. You know what I mean? I don't need to hear the haters and that's why, when people are like, oh, I'm like, I don't care.
So you think
like even Charlie Sheen said it best to Denise, don't read it. It won't affect you.
Yeah, that's so true.
And it doesn't.
That's so true. And I stopped reading the hate.
I stopped reading it. I have a girl now doing all my stuff. I don't read it.
Do you think if you had hired someone to handle your social media back then in your 5th season on The Housewives?
Yeah, because the reason I got fired was because of my social media.
Yeah. So you could have
because of Drunk Wives Matter hat. Mm-hmm. Because I said God's way of thinning the herd. Mm-hmm. And I said masks don't work. And I traveled. It wasn't my performance. It wasn't
honest.
Well, at least I have some freaking dignity. I was just talking to Patty. I said, why isn't Andy Cohen coming out and saying anything on behalf of the Jews? He talks all about the politics. People write me all the time that he talks about his left-leaning politics all the time. Mm-hmm. And people can't stand it. Donald Trump got fired. 80% of Americans, or 60%, believe like we do. 60%, more than half of Americans.
It would be nice to hear more voices in opposition to the anti-Semitic
But I said, why?
protests.
I said it to her, and she goes, maybe he's scared because now he works for Comcast.
And he'll get
maybe
fired.
he'll get fired from his job. I get it. Like I get why Andy Cohen doesn't say anything in support of Israel because he's afraid to get fired. Got it.
Well, it's unfortunate. More people should speak out. It's ridiculous what's going on, and
I
scary.
spoke out, and
Patty was talking about that too, about how she was basically told, "Get out of New York because you're a target." It's bad.
You have to watch this on Patreon. It's $5, as much as a cup of coffee. Please it's a good one.
I can include a short clip Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be this week's episode will drop on Friday. So, and we have 195 other ones.
We talk about dating. We talk about all her projects.
Yeah.
We talk about we had a fight.
Talk about you hooking up with another Jew.
Well, I was just getting divorced. I was having fun. You know, I didn't get to experience.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you having
but
fun
now
now?
I'm having the best time of my life now. This is the best ride of my life.
For me too.
Yes.
Hands down.
Me too.
By far.
I love you so much.
Love you too, baby. Hope you guys have a smash-tastic day, and we'll be back with another smash tomorrow.
Thank you.